What's going on, guys? Welcome to Rants Red Talk, where we discuss all the topics you send through to me on Twitter and soon to be Patreon. I had a conversation with a few of you lot during my live stream and also during my Twitch yesterday. Activated my Patreon account. YouTube been demonetizing loads of people's content and stuff like that, trying to censor what people say. Like if you say certain words, bots are flipping demonetizing your content. A lot of United Stand content as well has been pulled down for whatever reason. Like I know the last week we done the quiz, someone said they couldn't find it. YouTube been doing fuckeries for a while, innit? It's one of them ones, and I think that gradually, like, influencers are gonna start moving to other platforms. So it's one of them ones where I've made my page. I got an early bird offer for £1, and to be honest, I restricted it to 50 people, and 30 of it's gone already. So and that was even really before promoting it. So I'm gonna probably put it up to 100 people for the first early bird offer. But it won't be expensive anyway. It's only gonna be a few quid anyway, maximum. But I'm gonna be putting all of my content on there. YouTube will get about 60% of my content. So if you don't want to move over, that's completely fine. But you're gonna miss out on all the premium content. I've got loads of collabs coming up. A few of you lot have been giving me just who you want to see me do collabs with and that. Obviously, quite a few people follow me online, Rio and that. I know you lot want to see the Rio Ferdinand thing. I messaged Rio this morning, do you know what I mean? And we'll catch up and we'll sort something out. But there'll be footballers, boxers, musicians, whatever. I'm going to be doing loads of link ups on there. And also it means that people can't just be teething my content and throwing them all over the place, mainstream media stealing quotes and all of that. It will just be behind a wall in it. So if you're not a subscriber, you just won't see the content. You'll get a preview probably on this channel, preview on my other socials, but you won't get the full content. So all the premium content's going to be over there. It's not going to be expensive at all, but it just means I don't have to spam it with ads, because it works out less than a penny a view on YouTube. And the way people make their money up is by spamming ads everywhere. And you like ain't trying to watch videos with 10 ads in it, bruv. Do you know what I mean? And also it annoys me, because if I was watching something and it had bare ads, you just lose the flow of it, innit? So there won't be no ads, no dickhead trolls, because only the people that really fuck with me will move over, which is fine by me. Do you know what I'm saying? I'd rather have 1,000 people on there than have 100,000 people on here, bruv. And then you got people spamming nonsense and all that. So it's just about good vibes. I'll be able to make the content that you lot want to make, because obviously I'll be doing polls, live streams. Everything will be done through there, and then YouTube will get it last, and YouTube will probably get 50 to 60% of it. So big up everyone that's already gone over, and I haven't even promoted it. The link's in the description. I've got an early bird thing. It's still saying 50. When I finish filming this, I will up it to 100, innit? I'll up it to 100 for £1, innit? Because I didn't expect them to go that quickly. Like, do you know what I mean? This is the first time I'm promoting it now. So big up. The link's in the description. Go grab the £1 thing, and it'll be £1 for good for you if you grab those now, innit? So links in the description. Okay, let's go now. Let's go. First one is from Kino Facts, my guy, bruv. I love his display picture. It kills me every time. Also, I tweet for topics. I'll soon be just throwing the topics out to my Patreon crowd. Everyone that supports me on there will dictate what I speak about. Do you know what I mean? So I put out this on Twitter, but soon it will be over there. I expect to hit the first 100 by the end of today, probably. So there's more than enough people to get topics from. Do you reckon Pogba will be here next season now due to the financial crisis? You lot watched the Flex and Rant show. I told Flex and a lot of people that I expected Pogba to be here next season anyway, even before COVID hit. I never ever thought that Pogba ever wanted to go anywhere. Pogba just wanted the assurance that the club was going in the right direction. We are looking to sign the right kind of players and win things. I don't think Pogba wanted to leave. I think Pogba's looking at his options, yeah. He's looking at Real Madrid, and Real Madrid ain't super attractive. Like, they're a team that's in a rebuilding process. The likes of Casemiro's, the Modric's, the Cruz's, the Marcelos, the Ramos's, most of these men are past their best, innit? They're not shit, because when I say people are past their best, people seem to take it as an insult. No, their best days are behind them, innit? And they're going to have to gradually start to replace these players. So he's going into a club that's in transition, and clubs in transition don't tend to win many things anyway. So he probably looked at it and said, they're in transition, not really. The only club he could really go to, yeah, that could challenge for the Champions League straight away and the league and that is probably Juventus. But do Juventus need him when they've got like 1 million centre mids? I'm not sure, innit? So I think he's looked at it and he said, you know what? The grass probably isn't greener on the other side. I'm somewhere that I love. I'm somewhere that I know. And it's like, there's minimal risk involved, and he can get more money. So I think that Pogba will sign a new deal. Right now, De Gea's on more money than him. And I just think that Pogba will probably get a deal on about 320, 350 a week, and he'll be fine because he's only on like 280 at the moment. So yeah, I think that Pogba stays, bruv. At Temi Talks United, what are your thoughts on Moussa Dembele transfer rumours? I don't mind getting another striker. I just think there are more important positions to address. DM right mid. Bro, we need another striker, yeah, but Moussa Dembele wouldn't be too bad if it was a backup striker for Anthony Martial. These rumours of this Josh King shit, yeah, is doing my head in, bro. And like I said on Twitter earlier, you see these men that are championing the signing of Josh King, you deserve all the suffering that you get. You deserve all of it. Because Manchester United shouldn't be looking at players like Josh King. Not even as a backup, bro. We used to have Berbatov as a backup striker. Teddy Sheringham. And man, I'm talking about fucking Josh King, bruv. Like, have some shame, innit? Like, these men have got no pride, bro. Do you know what I mean? This is the biggest problem with this club right now. This fan base, it's an embarrassment, bruv. Do you know what I mean? And I don't know if it's the new Manchester United fans here that were too young to remember when we had a world-class team. Like, in 2008, I don't know, some of these men will probably just be unborn or something like that. Maybe that's why that they think that this bullshit's okay, bruv. But honestly, some joke business. Some joke business, bro. You know what I mean? Moussa Dembele is cool. There's loads of people out there. Jimenez is still out there. Do you know what I mean? We've been linked to Ben Yedder, who's a good player. Bro, like, before I take Josh King, bruv, I take fucking... There's so many other men that man could take from. Like, in the Premier League, real talk. Like, even if we're buying man that's not going to start, you can still buy a top striker, bro. You don't have to be a world-class striker. You can buy someone, like a Moussa Dembele, that is good enough. Like, if Ighalo's not staying, you can still buy someone from the Premier League, yeah? Like, that's better than Josh King, bro. And he hasn't even been playing up front for Bournemouth, bro. From what I remember, he's been playing from wide anyway. He's been playing from like the left or something. So, signing him to play up front as cover for Anthony Martial, nothing more than Oli likes him. Do you know what I mean? Because they're from the same country, bruv. And apparently they got the same fucking agent now. Do you know what I mean? So it's some little mates deal. Like, the whole thing stinks, innit, bro? And that's why I don't rate Oli, bruv. I think Oli's a bum, innit? I've always said that. And people were saying, yo, like, if Oli gets in a number 2, would you mind having him as a manager? Because he's a good man manager. But honestly, if Oli's got the freedom to make decisions about what players come in, I don't want him there, bruv. Because signing someone like a Josh King shows me, yeah, like, what his ambitions are, innit? Like, as a Manchester United manager. If you're trying to really win everything, you don't sign a Josh King. Like, you don't entertain it. Just like you don't sign a Dan James either, bruv. You know what I mean? If man's trying to, like, gear us up just for top 4 races and top 6 races, then cool, sign a Josh King, innit? Sign a Dan James. But if you're trying to be the best team in the country, the best team in the world, you don't sign shit players like that, innit? So, for me, we do need a striker because Mason's still a young boy. And Martial, as much as he's quality, yeah, he hasn't shown that he can play like 10, 15 games in a row if we need him to. So we do need backup. I thought Ighalo was also the right kind of backup in the sense that he was a different style to Martial. Do you know what I'm saying? He offered something different in terms of the way he holds the ball up and something like that. If you're going to buy a striker, get a striker that plays either similar to Ighalo or different to Martial, so we've got a bit of variety. So if things aren't working, we could try and mix it up. But Josh King, I don't know, bruv. Do you know what I mean? That's just like buying a shit version of Martial, bro. Like, tries to run with the ball a little bit, but ain't Tony. Do you know what I mean? All of it, like, the whole thing stinks, mate. Let me know what you think in the comment section, guys, about the first two. Next one, Christian J. It says, which academy players were better at the peak of their powers talent-wise? Redknapp Rovers versus the Fergie Fledglings. This is a good one, guys. Let me know what you think. We have to choose from Gary Neville, Philip Neville, Nicky Butt, Paul Scholes, Ryan Giggs, David Beckham, yeah? Or Redknapp slot, Glenn Johnson, Rio Ferdinand, Michael Carrick, Joe Cole, Frank Lampard, Jermaine Defoe. Alright, well, I say Gary and Phil Neville, nothing to see there. Do you know what I'm saying? Very good functional players in there, but they're not that good, innit? Nicky Butt as well, decent player, but no more than decent. So them three, I'm not fussed with them. Then you got Scholes, Giggs, Beckham. Three top ballers. Glenn Johnson was decent in his time, but not a worldie. Rio Ferdinand, worldie. Michael Carrick, worldie. Joe Cole, worldie. Frank Lampard, worldie. Jermaine Defoe, top Premier League player. Quality-wise, you can't argue that Redknapp's players were better. Like, man for man. There's no two ways about it. But Rio played for us, and so did Carrick. Do you know what I mean? That's why they had the careers that they had. So it's a hard one, innit? But for me, for definite, Redknapp's boys were better. Were definitely better, man. Do you know what I mean? And what's mad about Redknapp's boys as well, he doesn't really get credit for bringing these men through and the careers that they had. It's funny because I think it's because he didn't win anything with them. Because like Fergie gets bare credit for these guys coming through, obviously, because he won stuff with them. But Redknapp brought these lads through, but because they went on to win things at other clubs, I think he doesn't really get the respect he deserves in terms of what he done bringing them through and identifying their talent and giving them a chance. So that's interesting. But for me, Redknapp's roster, do you know what I mean? Different. Jermaine Defoe never got the recognition he deserved for England. He should definitely got more caps. Frank Lampard speaks for itself. Joe Cole was unlucky with injuries, but when he first broke through, he was one of the best English players I'd seen, period. Do you know what I mean? And he was very unlucky. Talent-wise, Joe Cole is up there, if not better than all of these players that have been mentioned. So, yeah, man. Rio Ferdinand, different gravy. Michael Carrick, different gravy, mate. So, yeah. I think that Redknapp wins. Let me know what you think in the comment section, guys. Anas _488. What do you think Tuanzebe's ceiling is, considering he stays injury free? Tuanzebe staying injury free. That will be interesting to see if that can even be a thing. It'd be very interesting. Also, I would have loved to see Axel, yeah, under Van Gaal, yeah, because you see the way he had Chris Smalling stepping out, playing and stuff like that. I feel like that's Axel's game. Like, Axel's got the physical attributes like a Eric Bailly. He's physically more strong. Do you know what I'm saying? He's so composed on the ball. He's a great passer of the ball. He can dribble, shield the ball. He's decent in the air. I think he's got everything to be a modern day like top centre half, bruv. If you lot remember when Micah Richards broke through here for Man City, and he just had that explosiveness, the enthusiasm. Like, he's better on the ball than Micah. Do you know what I mean? But just the athleticism and the mobility and everything, I feel like he could have a similar impact if he can stay injury free and he gets the chance, innit? Obviously, there's rumours that Ollie's going to buy another centre half, but I don't know if Ollie can coach him into becoming the centre back that I know that he could be, in it. That's why I think that we need a different manager. But under a different manager, I think that the ceiling for Axel is very high, bro. I think he could be a top English centre half, because everyone's talking about Gomez at Liverpool and that, but I think Tuanzebe can be better than him. Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't say Tuanzebe is better than him now, because Tuanzebe hasn't had the run of Premier League games that Gomez has. I think that Gomez's experience trumps him, but I honestly think that Axel, in terms of talent, on the ball, physical prowess and everything, I think he's got everything it takes to be better than him. Let me know what you think in the comment section. And last but not least, at Mel_4U, why are British media so obsessed with Grealish and Maddison? There are tons of ballers in continental Europe in the same group or better than them. Absolutely, but you know what it is? It's ignorance and it's arrogance. The arrogance here that the Premier League is the best league in the world, so if you're doing well in the Premier League, you're one of the best players in the world. That's not how football works, unfortunately. And the ignorance, because they don't watch leagues outside of England. Do you know what I mean? So, like, when you see Havertz, yeah, and then you see like a Maddison and a Grealish, there's levels to this football thing, bruv. Do you know what I mean? He's better than both of them. Comfy. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's like, there's bare man in Germany, yeah, that are better than both of them. There's bare man in France and all these other leagues that are just better than them, bruv. But because they see them week in, week out, and they're British, yeah, the extra gas just comes with it, bro. Like, it comes with it. Like, even some of what's known as our best English players, yeah, a lot of them are overrated. Not because they're rubbish, because they're not rubbish. But what I'm saying is, yeah, if you compare them to their peers, yeah, in continental Europe, yeah, they're not really in the conversation, bruv. They're not really in it, like, because it's mad, yeah. Because if you see Frank Lampard's at 8, yeah, he's got wavy numbers. But if you compare him to Kaká, yeah, he can't lace Kaká's boots, bruv. He can't, you know, like that. So it's kind of like, as much as he was a good player in England, yeah, at that time, yeah, when you're looking at the man around him and that, bro, like, there's levels to football, innit? That's what I always say. So I think that England stay overrated. Even England's best players are overrated, all of them, because none of them are as good as, do you know what I mean, as good as like their counterparts in Europe, bruv. I think only Paul Scholes and Michael Carrick, yeah, and Rio Ferdinand are probably like the only 3 players, yeah, that could probably play for Barcelona. Only 3 ballers that England have produced in my lifetime that could play for Barca. Like, do you know what I mean? I'm not talking about this new generation, because Jadon could play for Barca. Do you know what I mean? But when I look at them, man, I'm talking about prime England when they're saying, yo, golden generation. Out of all them players, only Rio, like Carrick and Scholes, I could see in a Barca shirt, bopping the ball around and playing in any system, and it just works, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's what I mean. As good as Gerrard was, couldn't see man playing for Barca. Man can't bop it. Do you know what I mean? As good as Lampard was, he can't bop it. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's just one of them ones where I think that you just have to understand, yeah, like, certain English players are good in the Premier League because of the style of the Premier League, and it just suits them because that's how they've been coached to play, but it doesn't translate well to football in other countries, which is why internationally as well, international football is a different tempo, a different discipline, and England don't do too well in international football because the way the football is played in the Premier League doesn't lend well to playing international football. There's no adaptability. A lot of these players can't adapt to play in a different way, how they play for their club, that they play for their country. If you look at Pogba, the way he plays for Man United isn't the way he plays at France. It's not even the same position that he plays at Man United, he plays for France. A lot of players have to adapt themselves, yeah, from how they play at their clubs, and a lot of the time in international football they don't even play in the same position they play for their clubs, or even in their favoured position, because you're competing with everyone with the same passport as you. So sometimes if they're trying to fit all the best players in the teams, you might have to sacrifice yourself, you might have to learn a different position, you might have to adapt your game, and a lot of English players are not intelligent enough to do that. So because of that, nah, bruv, most of them man are overrated, cuz. So that made me go like on another direction, but literally I just think that these men need to watch more football. That's the best way I can put it. Big up, guys. Make sure you smash the like button if you haven't already. Early doors, you should be smashing that like button. Let me know your comments on that. I feel like that's a deeper discussion that needs to be had. I think I'll definitely touch on it on my show on Thursday. It's going to be live streaming here at 3 o'clock on Thursday with Akeem for our weekly show. Like, you lot have loved it, so we're just going to keep doing it. And I think that there's a conversation to be had about why a lot of these English players can't translate their club form into international football, because that's a very good topic. Make sure you go down and subscribe to the Patreon as well. While the £1 offer is still on, guys, go grab that. I'm gonna up it to 100, to 100, and then it will go up to £2. But like 30 odd of the 50 is already gone. So I'm gonna up it to 100. That's gonna go pretty quickly. Do you know what I mean? I know not everyone's gonna follow me over. That doesn't matter. Like, you're still gonna get content here. It won't be all of it, but you'll still get some shows. You'll still get some previews, but all the premium stuff you won't get. The page will never be expensive. Do you know what I mean? It'll be cheaper than a portion of chips down here anyway. Do you know what I mean? But it just means that you won't have ads. It enables me to make more content for you. It's more time effective. And yeah, man, I can just keep it like a little community. We can interact. There'll be polls. There'll be conversations. I've got a Discord as well that we can catch up and chat on as well. We can chat on the live streams there. There's just so many different ways you can interact with me. I can interact with you, just like I've been doing on Twitch with the Fortnite and stuff like that. So I appreciate you guys. Go grab your £1 subs while they're still there. The link is in the description, as well as my discount code for clothes and all that other jazz. So big up yourselves, and I'll see you guys tonight at 8 o'clock for my live fitness chat. We're talking about fat loss today. A lot of you lot wanted to talk about that, so gonna put my PT hat on with my boy KP, Celebrity PT, to talk about that. Tuesday, Flex and Rants show. Thursday, Rants and Akeem are back at it. And yeah, there's gonna be loads of content going up on the Patreon as well. Peace.